The celebration of Support Connection's Silver Jubilee is a perfect time to pay tribute to Support Connection's peer counselors. Over the last 25 years, these women use their own personal cancer experiences to help thousands of others. They've been there to listen, support, provide educated guidance, and give women with cancer, as well as their family and friends, reason to find hope. Inspired by the loving memory of Myra Adamski, Support Connection co-founders Richard Adamski and Nancy Heller wanted to create an organization that offered free, confidential breast and ovarian cancer support by counselors who were cancer survivors themselves. Catherine Quinn helped establish the organization and became the executive director. Being presented with the Maria Rubino Jennings Spirit of Caring Award is so appropriate because Maria helped create the one-on-one peer counseling program in 2000. Today, we honor her memory by presenting this award. We remember Dolly Acocella and Andrea Carl and show gratitude to retired peer counselor Tina Coyle and thank Robin Perlmutter and Marlene Stager for their continued dedication, and welcome Denise Rodman to Support Connection. Maria joined Support Connection as a volunteer in 1997 after her own breast cancer experience and wanted to immediately help others with empathy and compassion. Maria moved from volunteer to staff and remained with us until her passing in 2008. Maria discovered people were more comfortable talking to her in person or on the phone rather than attending a support group. This insight helped her to create Support Connection's one-on-one peer counseling program, offering personalized support, emphasizing the importance of talking, listening, and caring. Today, one-on-one peer counseling serves as the cornerstone of Support Connection's free breast, ovarian, and gynecological cancer support services, having served thousands of people with cancer, as well as those who love them. Dolly Acocella joined a breast cancer support group in 1997 and received support services from us. After she was trained to deal with a caller who was reaching out for services, it became evident that Dolly would make a great peer counselor. She too moved from being a volunteer in the office to counselor. As a senior citizen, Dolly had a great way of engaging other seniors, helping to transform fear into hope. Dolly made everyone feel comfortable and worked with people to help navigate their cancer journey and take advantages of the services Support Connection had to offer. Dolly retired in 2009 and passed away in 2016. Andrea Carl sought Support Connection services when she was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2003 while in her 40s and raising her family. Like Maria and Dolly, she had a passion for supporting people with cancer and sharing information about available services. Andrea joined our staff in 2005. Andrea's role within Support Connection was ever expanding. Not only was she involved with the one-on-one peer counseling program, but she ran support groups, trained facilitators, created special programs such as the Book Club, the Young Women's Support Group, and helped coordinate Celebrate Life Day. Andrea talked to thousands of people over the years and had a special gift of helping people find strength through uncovering their own amazing grace. Andrea was an enthusiastic participant of the annual Support Walk as a way of connecting with people in person she helped through the year. Always looking to brighten someone's day, Andrea signed off her emails with much joy, as she truly believed that joy should be part of every day, even in the toughest of times. Andrea gave her all to the people who turned to her until her passing in 2021. When Support Connection received a grant in 2008 to add a peer counselor to our staff, Tina Coyle gladly accepted the position. Tina had utilized our services and found them invaluable. She encouraged people to reach out to Support Connection, emphasizing that no one had to deal with cancer alone. During her 4 years, Tina was involved with facilitating support groups, as well as reaching out to the community, particularly the medical staff at doctors' offices, to let their patients know about our services. While Tina retired in 2012 and relocated, she remains one of Support Connection's biggest advocates. Today, our peer counseling staff consists of Robin Perlmutter, Marlene Stager, and Denise Rodman, who is new to our staff. Under the guidance of Barbara Cervoni, Director of Services and Communications, they help over 500 people every year. Robin Perlmutter, a breast cancer survivor herself, discovered Support Connection on the internet. While she hadn't known about our services when diagnosed with cancer, she believed in the value of our work and wanted to dedicate her time to helping others cope with their diagnosis. Robin became a peer counselor in 2006 and has counseled thousands of people over the years, including family members. Robin reaches people by listening to individual needs so she can provide personalized support. Whether it's guiding women about questions to ask their doctor, acknowledging concerns and anxieties, or helping people cope with metastatic disease, Robin offers tremendous insight, encouragement, and hope. In addition to her peer counseling duties, Robin is also involved with organizing support groups for men and plans wellness and educational programs. After Marlene Stager, a breast cancer survivor herself, met Catherine Quinn at a fundraising luncheon and learned about Support Connection, she wanted to become a support group facilitator. The people who attended her group sessions felt welcome and supported. So it was a natural fit for Marlene to step into the role of peer counselor when Tina Coyle retired in 2012. Marlene also manages our extensive resource directory as well as Support Connection's annual survey, which helps us shape programs and services based on client needs. Marlene is instrumental in assisting with program planning and expanding wellness and social programs that offer support for mind, body, and spirit. Denise Rodman is the new kid on the block, having joined our staff as a peer counselor in January of 2022. Denise is a survivor of both breast and ovarian cancer. Prior to joining our staff, Denise utilized our individual and group services to help her navigate her own journey. Denise will be providing one-on-one counseling and support, working closely with Robin and Marlene. She will also take on additional responsibilities of planning and implementing our other programs and services. As we remember and honor our peer counselors, Support Connection is so grateful that these incredible women have made sure that anyone dealing with breast, ovarian, or gynecological cancer has a compassionate, caring, and understanding person who truly understands at their side.
I enjoy volunteering and giving of myself, even more so. I had some major health issues, and I think when you go through something like that, it actually increases your empathy, makes you realize how important it is to support people who are going through these difficulties. And so I'd rather have not have gone through these things, but I do think that it made me a more empathetic person and wanting to give of myself, because you're a different person and you know that you're making a difference. No matter how small it might seem, you make a difference when you give of yourself.
I worked for Avon Products for many years, and the Avon Foundation would annually honor certain local charitable organizations. And one year while I was there, they honored Support Connection. And once you meet Kathy Quinn and her amazing staff at Support Connection, anything they ask you to do, you want to say yes. And so our Avon band played at several supporter walks at FDR Park, and Lori and I have been playing in the FDR pool area parking lot for many years as well. The supporter walk at FDR Park has always been a special event for us. One year our son Jeremy designed the shirt logo. Lori and I walked several times before we started singing in the pool parking lot for the walkers, which is a special thrill, because as you're playing your music and you see the throng of walkers approach and start walking through the parking lot, all we want to do is play great upbeat music and encourage them, and seeing them dancing by or stopping to listen and singing along. There's nothing like that. And so we just get such a thrill out of entertaining the walkers that we wish the walk went on for longer, because that's what we love to do, is to entertain and make people happy.
I would encourage people to volunteer for Support Connection because, first of all, they're a wonderful organization. They're filled with wonderful people, and they provide a service for people in the community, many people who we know personally. And also when you volunteer, you help more than the people you're volunteering for, you help yourself.
Once you meet the Support Connection crowd, you want to help them, and that's what we've done.
I found out I had ovarian cancer after having surgery for what we thought was just a benign mass. So post-surgery, in the recovery room, the surgeon told me I had ovarian cancer. It was right before the Christmas holiday. When I came home from the hospital, still in shock and fearful for my life, I somehow discovered Support Connection. So I made that phone call. And that phone call really changed my life because it gave me the knowledge that someone out there knew what I was going through. They helped prepare me so that when I did have that appointment with my doctor 3 weeks later, I was armed with questions I should ask him. It just changed my whole course. The only thing I had known about ovarian cancer was it was what killed Gilda Radner, who was one of my favorite comedians from Saturday Night Live. So that phone call, it just gave me that reassurance that I needed. It also gave me that hope that I desperately needed. And the one thing that I learned through my journey was that I had all the symptoms of ovarian cancer and I had no idea. Even though it's been almost 24 years since my diagnosis, I do stay involved with Support Connection, even though I no longer live in the New York area. I realized that I had a good story to share and that many women might be able to learn something from my story. No one at Support Connection answers the phone and says, well, where do you live? They answer your questions, they send you information, and they talk to you. And that's what keeps me connected. My husband, Jeff Berg, and I are among Support Connection's largest fundraisers. Every year, as part of the Support Walk, I send out an appeal. I find it very difficult to ask people for money. Jeff is much better at it than I am. We raise an unbelievable amount of money, and our friends and family are very, very generous. Our daughter Samantha also raises money every year through the Support Walk. And this past year, she did phenomenal. But why do we do it? We do it because we know where the money is going. Unfortunately, every year I get a phone call from a friend or a family member who says, I've just been diagnosed with breast cancer, or I've just been diagnosed with ovarian cancer. What should I do? And the first thing I say to them is, you've been very generous. Because you knew it was important to me, you've always supported my fundraising activities by giving money to Support Connection. Make that a phone call. Inevitably, I get a phone call back that says, boy, they are amazing at Support Connection. Now I understand.
In the beginning, when I was diagnosed with breast cancer, Support Connection was like a life preserver being thrown to a drowning person. I grabbed onto the help with their young women's support group, started to tread water, and then swam to safety. As my treatments progressed, Support Connection continued to keep me balanced and even-keeled. Now that I'm 19 years from diagnosis, Support Connection is like an old friend who has been with me on this roller coaster of a journey and continues to provide me with support one needs as a long-term cancer survivor. A cancer diagnosis is not a finite thing, and unless you have experienced this intimately, it's hard to communicate the ongoing need for support, something that many friends and family may not understand, or I might not feel comfortable burdening them with. An example was that Andrea and Robin have helped me dealt with the unexpected, profound loss I felt when my son left for college 3 years ago. Now, with the ongoing pandemic, which has caused new and flashback stress, both Andrea and Robin were there for me. I know no matter what happens in my life, Support Connection will be there to support me and truly help me. This is why I have a love affair with this organization. I started out joining a supporter walk team, but then when our temple needed a new team captain, I knew I could truly make a difference. Each year, Team Mitzvah from Temple Beth Am raises on average $2,000, but this year we broke our record and raised $3,000. I am so grateful to my Temple family for helping me support this organization. The joy I receive from spreading Support Connection's mission is to as many people as I can is just a small part of why I stay involved. I truly believe that women and families need this organization to navigate a cancer diagnosis. I cannot even fathom going through this journey without them. I am celebrating 19 years since my diagnosis, 17 years since I completed treatment, and my 23-year-old son is finishing college. But I will never be done with my involvement with Support Connection. I am therefore extremely honored and humbled to receive the Spirit of Hope Award, because that's what Support Connection gives me each day, hope. Thank you.